meine Arbeit für richtig hältst.
Adolf Hitler, Führer of the Third Reich, dreamed of a Germany that would last for 1,000 years, but that wouldn't come to be. For in 1945, the Nazis surrendered to the Allies. But what if they didn't? What if Hitler didn't fuck everything up? In this new series of Hearts of Iron 4, we will create what Hitler couldn't. A 1,000-year Reich, from the Eastern Front to the Western Front, north to the south. This will be Germany's ultimate victory. Own it today on VHS, DVD, and even Blu-ray.
Oh, well.
The German foe begins its ruthless march of conquest and sets the stage for World War II. Poland's 34 million inhabitants, crushed, scattered, and enslaved. Tens of thousands of square miles of territory shrink before the movement of lightning armored columns. Poland and the world learn the meaning of a grim new word, blitzkrieg. Here is shown the initiation of that phase of modern warfare. These pictures of the preparation for attack and later the actual combat were all made by German frontline cameramen. Therefore, they stress Nazi superiority. Success is unimpeded as Hitler's divisions move against outnumbered Polish defenders. Later, on other world battlefronts, the Allies are to destroy the myth of the invincibility of the Nazi armies. But this is Hitler at the peak of his armed might, and the record of a nation overrun in just days is of military as well as historical importance.
The fall of Warsaw.
The siege of the doomed capital of Poland, the city under bombardment. Blasted and burning for 3 weeks, one of the bravest defenses in history, the hopeless resistance of devastated Warsaw. Hitler visits the besieging army during his tour in conquered Poland, which is subjugated and partitioned. The defending army shattered by the lightning strokes of the Blitzkrieg, the Nazi Führer has the air of a conqueror as he surveys the artillery bombardment of Warsaw, which still resists, but cannot resist much longer, a capital city wrapped in flame and horror. Thus, he meets the German commander. The defenders of Warsaw hoped to get aid from Great Britain and France, but the Allies on the Western Front were powerless to save them. German General Blaskowitz receives the surrender of Warsaw from the Polish emissary representing the garrison. The stern-faced commander of the besieging army lays down the terms, illustrated on a map for the Polish officer to see. This is an historic picture document of the entrance of the invading army at dusk. This marks the end of the war in Poland. The Germans in Warsaw, there in front of the old historic cathedral. Prisoners of war, more than 100,000 of them captured when the city fell. Elsewhere in Poland, the Germans took myriads of prisoners, and the interminable lines trudging along symbolize the swift destruction of a nation, the tragedy of Poland.
The fall of Minsk. Hitlers Moskau ist aus.
Soldaten, im Namen des Führers sage ich euch, ihr habt im Kampf um Afrika Großes geleistet. Und wenn die Engländer mal wieder bis zum Nil zurückgetrieben wurden, ist das nicht zuletzt euer Verdienst. Wesentlichen Anteil daran hatten die Sturmpioniere. Ihr seid ausgewählt worden, weil ihr die Besten seid. Vergesst das nie. Jetzt erwarten euch neue Aufgaben. Doch bevor ihr in der Heimat den Kern einer neuen Eliteeinheit bilden werdet, erhaltet ihr im Namen des Führers eine Auszeichnung für eure besonderen Verdienste während der schweren, siegreichen Kämpfe um El Alamein. Männer, hier ist der neue Führer des ersten Zuges der 2. Kompanie. Leutnant von Witzland, zu mir. Die für die Sturmabzeichen Ausgewählten vortreten. Bataillon stillgestanden! Weiter so.
Moscow, left in ruins. Stalin executed, rout boots marching on the streets of Poland. Hitler's first and greatest victory. London and Paris watched in fear as the Eastern Reich was born, but Hitler wasn't finished. He promised the German people retribution over their loss in the First World War. Does Britain and France have the power to save the world from total rule? Or will they fall and become part of the Western Reich? Coming to cinema review, Adolf and the Western Jew.
The Fall of Paris. The Fall of London, which was not defended whatsoever.
This is the British Broadcasting Service making an emergency broadcast. You will now hear a statement by Field Marshal Montgomery.
It is with a heavy heart and profound sadness that I deliver this message to you. Our brave soldiers, sailors, and airmen have been fighting with tremendous valor over the past few weeks to protect our homeland. Despite the arrival of German troops on British soil, they have shown extraordinary courage and self-sacrifice, embodying the indomitable spirit of the British people. We have fought on the beaches, on the landing grounds, in the fields, on the streets, and in the hills, yet despite our best efforts, we must face the harsh reality that our nation is now facing a difficult and uncertain future. There are rumors circulating that London has fallen. Regrettably, I must confirm that to be true. Our forces have withdrawn from the city as of 2 a.m. last night to prevent its total destruction. Her Majesty the Queen and the royal family have been evacuated to Canada with the assistance of our allies and the remaining ships of the Royal Navy. These are trying times for all those who call the British Isles and our Commonwealth home. We have fought with honor and determination for a cause that we believed in deeply, but we must now accept that we can no longer continue this war on our own soil. We declared war on Germany for a world where freedom and the rights of all people could be respected. However, the German people have demonstrated an unyielding resilience and determination, and we must face the reality that our aspirations can no longer be achieved. As Englishmen, we must now reconsider our relationship with Germany and Europe as a whole, which has united under the German banner. Although it may be difficult to accept, we have done everything in our power, and we have been defeated. The German High Command has extended a gesture of friendship and reconciliation. Like the Scottish, Welsh, and Irish, we must choose our place wisely in this new world order. On behalf of the War Cabinet of the Home Isles and the Parliament in the absence of our Prime Minister, I have accepted an offer that will ensure the survival of our nation and a future without further needless bloodshed. At 10 p.m. tonight, the British Army will cease all hostilities against Germany and her allies. The defense of the East will be entrusted to our Commonwealth members in the Pacific. There is much work to be done in the days ahead. An emergency cabinet has been established to address the post-war challenges, and a new regime will be put in place. Just as we respect the self-determination of the Welsh, Scottish, and Irish peoples across our land, our nation will now be known as the Kingdom of England. The war is over. Soldiers, lay down your arms and return to your loved ones. We must not shed another drop of blood on our soil. Martial law will be enforced for 1 week across the country until temporary control is handed over to the German garrison. It is with a heavy heart and profound sadness that I deliver this message to you. It is with a heavy heart and profound sadness that I deliver this message.
We thought our home island to be impregnable, but bloody Jerry proved us wrong. The army abandoned us, left us to fend for ourselves with nothing but bottles and broomsticks. The Royal Air Force were there, but with all the airfields being captured in rapid movement, what bloody good were they? Now, swastikas of the Great Reich fly where our mighty Union Jacks once flew. German garrisons patrol our streets day and night. Our new leader looks to destroy his competitors. Only the future can determine victory. All I know is we have a long bloomin' road ahead of us.
I've been on the front lines since Poland. I have no idea how I survived this battle for so long. I've seen no things that no man should have ever seen. I've been every to lay this war has offer. My brothers joined the 2nd Fleischerberger Division back in 38. I've seen more deaths than he has ever yet, and has the Führer's most decorated medals. Either way, soon the world will be free, and me and my brother will be back in our home in Berlin safely. No matter how many iron crosses we have, I hope.
My fellow Americans, this will be the last time that I address you as Mr. President. We started our journey not too long ago, when the founding fathers arrived on our shores. But I'm afraid this journey has come to an end. You have all fought valiantly against the Nazi invaders. But I'm afraid now we must lay down our arms and surrender to the Greater German Reich. The fact that 2 atomic bombs were not enough to force our surrender proves our willingness to defend democracy and freedom. Unfortunately, they were enough to destroy the drone facilities that we were going to whip out on the Nazi invaders. So it's with a heavy heart that I now say, my fellow Americans, it's time to say goodbye. God bless you all. Stay safe. I'm going back to Hawaii. Peace out, bitches.